So for the master-slave connection, um, you have the choice. The first one is just to come to use these icons here. I prefer those four icons, or to
Okay.
come here and just you have those icons here. It's exactly
hmm
the same thing.
Right, right.
So here to create a master-slave connection, here we have create joint in joint group. So when you select that, you have first to select the master.
Okay.
When you select, hit enter, and now you have to reproduce the connection. So you have to follow the selection order. If it is in a clip angle, you have to select the column first, enter, beam second, enter. So
Okay.
now, as it is a base plate, I'm gonna just select the column, hit enter. He will do it. Now, do you see my cursor?
Yes.
I'm still in selection mode, so I can select another column. So we'll select this one, enter, and the last one, enter. So for the last one, I just hit enter, and you will have this warning. Um, it will say, okay, the slave is different from the master. Do you want to separate it? If you hit yes, those won't follow
Okay.
unless it's exactly the same situation. So if do you want to separate it? No, I don't want to separate it. He will highlight the one that is different. This one is different from those. Why? Because this profile is an HSS, and for the two others, it's a W.
Right.
That's why he is highlighting this box by blue. So
Okay.
let's do a test. If I come here, and for example, change the anchor tape, something like this. Do you see they have adapted?
Yes.
Okay. That was create a joint in joint group.
hmm
Um, as like create by template and create by template multiple, we have exactly the same thing within the slave master connection. So here we have create joint in joint group, and we have create joint in joint group multiple. So if I do a test, I will have to delete those. So here, create joint in joint group multiple. I will have to select the master, enter, and instead of selecting each column and hit enter, I will just select them all.
Okay.
Hit enter. Do you want to separate it? No. He will just do it. And it's really related to my master. Let's do a test. You see it here.
Yes.
They will adapt whatever the master is. If, for example, I did all my base plates with the slave master connection, and I forget to where my master is, I only have to double click in whatever connection and upgrade it to the master.
Okay.
Here, so if I do test again, make it something like this. Oh, they have adapted. And this one is no more the master, he is a slave. We
Okay.
cannot change anything. See here,
All right.
everything is grayed out.
Okay.
That was for the two first options. Those are for creating some connections. But for example, if I want to remove a connection from the group, like this one, it's exactly like this one, and I want to just remove it from the group instead of delete it and create another one. I want to just remove it from the group. So we have this option here, remove joint from joint group. Select this one, enter. So now when I double click, I have all the options available, and if I change anything here, like for example, this, well, it's not the right example. We will take something else. For example, if I change the anchor type, those won't follow, because this one is not part of the group anymore.
Okay.
Now, if I want to add join the group, it's the opposite. Like this one is used for deleting. This one, if you want to add a connection, an existing connection to the group. So you have to select that. Select, maybe you have, well, to select the master first, enter, and the connection that you want to add. The slave is different from the master. Do you want to separate it? No. Well, the thing is, you have to select the connection that you want to add first. After that, you will select the master. But it did adapt anyway, if you have noticed. Because I have selected the master. If I have selected, like, for example, something else, this connection, because this one is not the master, if I have selected this one, it won't work. So you have to select the connection that you want to add first. After that, the group, especially the master.
Okay.
Seems to be good?
Yeah, so if I want to add that one back to the master, then I just select that one first.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then go and find the master.
Exactly. Enter between the two selections.
Okay, so let's say, for instance, like right now, the column where you have that bracing coming in, the double bracing coming in.
This one?
Yes, that one. So in that case, once you put your base plate, even though you use that same base plate that you have on the other columns, if you wanted to, when you put your gussets on, now you're going to have to extend that base plate to, support the gusset plates.
Mm-hmm.
So now you would just remove that one from the group.
Exactly.
And then extend the plates.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, cool.
Seems to be good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. How about you, James?
All good.
Okay, so we'll make you presenter. I'm sorry?
Okay. Now, I was just going to say, refresh me on that bolt grouping or site bolt, shop bolt.
Okay, yes. For example, here, strong properties. Okay. Here by default I have bottom beam tuner. Okay. Okay, like for example, let's take this share plate connection. Sorry about that. Here, while creating this connection, do you see those weld symbols here?
Yes.
Those weld symbols are between the column and the shear plate. So you have to define where the weld will be. By default, it's on the shop. If, for example, you want to make it side, just make it here. Like for example, for this situation, which which situation you will use. Like you will just weld it in the shop or on the site?
In the shop.
Okay. So the weld location will be in the shop. I just did it here. For the bolts, bolts and holes. Oh. I have to search for the Okay. Here, if for example, well, by default, displays will be welded after the column in the shop and bolted after the beam on the side, right?
Yes.
That's what is done by default. For example, if I want it to be bolted and welded, like bolted, welded after the column, but after the beam, I want to put two connections, bolts and welds. I have this option here, welded to secondary. Now, by default, it's no, but if you wanted to make it like welded, just specify workshop or site. Now, let's verify like this situation, what is connected to what's where. Here, if you use this one, displays only connected objects, no matter where. If it is on the site or on the shop, he will highlight it. But this one, display connected objects in the shop, he will only show you the final results of the piece out of the shop. Let's pick that and pick the column. So that's right. So I will just select marked object. This piece will be out of the shop like this, and I think that's the right way to do things.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's it for the bolts and.
I think what I was doing, I was picking the other
This
option.
one.
Yeah, I think I was picking that one.
Yeah.
To display everything.
Yeah, just display connected objects in the shop. That will do the job.
Okay.
Seems to be good.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions?
No, I think that was it. Other than that end plate issue.
And plate. Okay. Can you do you still have it?
No, actually, I may have deleted that one.
Okay.
I mean,
well, I will do an end plate here.
Yeah, just do one. Because what my situation was, I was creating I had a beam frame into a column flange.
Okay. Here it is, and then plate. Just select the column. Here we go. Maybe on realistic mode.
Wait a minute, let me.
The plate is over the level of the floor. So I will just go to the shortening and make it plate thickness. Do you see it here?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Now, when you went to end plate,
Yep.
you went to this.
Base plate, end plate, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Just click here and select your column. That's it.
So, you put in like a cap plate on. I was thinking more of an end plate connection where like you bolting that beam to the flange of another beam using an end plate.
Oh, like
So if you had a wide flange beam, yeah,
yes, I know
situation
what
like
you're
that instead of
talking
having enough
about.
clips. Yeah. Yeah, not a cap plate or anything like that.
Something like this? Well, no. Something like this, but without safety bolt?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be an end plate connection.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, just like that, framing that beam to the flange of that column.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's search for the right connection. Here. Oh, here it is. Single side end plate.
Yeah. See, I didn't go to that. I used that, and that may be the reason why it was giving me. I used the actual. There was an end plate map icon that it gave me back on.
No, it's really the well, where it is. Here, single end plate.
Mm-hmm.
Single side end plate.
Oh yeah, I see that now. Going to the flange.
Well, you just have to select your column first and then your beam.
Yeah, your beam, right.
The shortening will be created and, you know.
Okay, because that was another end plate that's in there. And I guess, what is that used for?
Where it is.
Go to it was under, let's see, what did I find?
Okay, so I will start my today's topic with the custom connection. With Advanced Steel, you can create custom connections. Like for example, let's take this situation here. Okay. If I create a clip angle connection here, I go to the library, make it welded bolted, perfect, and create by template this connection here. Okay, like for example, I use this situation a lot. Well, I have to modify the angles length, but just for the example, whatever. For example, I use this situation a lot, like with the cut plate, with HSS with 2 clip angles, and I want to save this situation, this connection, so I will use it later. So here under the third one on the list, we have custom connection. And here we have create connection template. When I click, I have, it is one beam with end, one beam and point, two beams or three beams. In my case, 1, 2, 3 beams. So I will just pick this option. I will select this one, enter, the second one, enter, and the third one, enter. And I will give a name, like corner HSS connection. Here, reselect objects. For the objects, I have to select the all the elements, all the connections that are included in the box. So I have to select all, hit enter, and like a blue box will appear. Huge blue box will appear. If I want to rename the drivers, like this is driver 1, I know it is a column, so I can column here driver 2 and driver 3, it's beams, because while inserting this connection, he will ask me to select column, select driver 1 and select driver 3. Whatever names I will put here, he will just ask me to select it. So put some names that will help you during this selection. Once the box appears, it's created. That's it. So now, if, for example, I have exactly the same, I will delete. Well, display types, make it features. So I will delete the features to have a normal situation. So, for example, it's exactly the same situation, HSS 2 beams, and I want to insert my connection. It's just the option at the right of that, insert connection template. Now, when I click, I have access to this. Those are my connections here, and you will find your connection with the name that you have given to it. So when I select this one, I will see a preview of my connection. Do you see it? This is the connection that I'm looking for. So we'll just select it, hit OK. As I said, he will ask me select the column. So we'll select the column. Select driver 2, this one. Select driver 3, this one. And the selection will be, while inserting, the selection will be without enter between them, between the selections. So when let's check, oh, it's exactly the same thing with all the features, and it's an intelligent connection. So now, for example, if I have here a smaller beam like this one, I don't need 3 bolts. So if I select this one, right click, advanced joint properties, it's grayed out. I cannot modify anything. What to do is to right click. Instead of advanced joint properties, we have custom connection properties. So when you click, here you have allow object modifications. So when you click here, when you return to your connection, now you will be able to modify it and put 2 bolts instead of 3. Seems to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want me to go through that again, or do you want to practice?
Yeah, run through it one more time. I had an email I was trying to see it. So I had to move off the screen when you first started it. Just
Okay.
I got the last portion of it.
Okay, so we'll just delete that. To create a new custom connection, go here to the third one on the list here. Create connection template. Select your situation, like for example here we have column, beam, and the third beam, so we have 3 beams, so just select this one for 3 beams. Here you have to select your pieces, not the connection. You have to select the pieces. So select the column first, enter, beam second, enter, beam third, enter. Now you will have access to this dialog box, in which you will give a name to your connection. So the name, it will be okay, we'll just connect 02. Here select output objects. What they mean by that is select the connection, physical connection. So when I click here, I have to select to the window selection, hit enter. So once the blue box appears, your connection is already created. So now the driver one, if you forget, this is the column. You can rename it, column, and driver 2, like beam 1 here, beam 2. That's it. So now when you want to insert the connection, here we have create connection. This one is insert connection template. So when you click, just go to this one, select the one that you have created, and hit OK. So while inserting your connection, don't hit enter between the selection.
Okay.
Column, do not hit enter. Beam, do not hit enter. And the third beam.
Okay.
So we will have this dialog box. He will reproduce exactly the same connection as this one. So for example, if you want to modify it, just check here, allow object modification. You click here. When you select, like, you want to modify this connection, right click, advanced joint properties. Go to vertical bolts, make it 2. Seems to be good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess this connection is, I guess the purpose of this is you created a specialty connection or something, and you want to use it in another location.
Exactly. Like for example, when you are using, like, you know that you will use this this kind of connection a lot. Just save it, and you will have it into your connection. Yeah, into your library. So we will just insert it instead of create reconnections.
Okay. I guess the other question I thought about yesterday as I was creating some connections. In a situation where you have the same beam to beam, beam to column connections, let's say if you got a lot of situations like that, and the way I looked at this was, like I said, the depth of the beams, of course, govern the number of bolts you can get in the connection. So would you have to set up a beam-to-beam connection, let's say for beam-to-column connection, and you got different depths of beams that frame into the columns. So would you have to go through and set up, I guess, let's say you're using the same size clip angles, like 4x4 by 5/16, and they were all bolted connections, but your flange, and you're trying to keep your bolts on the flange of the beam, the beam of the column gauge, and not even that. You can just keep it all the same gauge, but your different depths of beam. So you would have to create a connection for each depth of beam for the number of bolts you can get in there. reason why I say that in ScrewCAD, and I'm just relating to ScrewCAD, you can tell me if it works or not, if Advanced does it or not. You can create your macros to adjust the number of bolts automatically depending on the depth of that beam. So you don't have to, once you set your macro up,
No.
the depth of that beam will continue to, I mean, it'll automatically read it and put the number of bolts in there that's required.
No. In Advanced Seal you have to, well, you have to save each situation, and
Okay.
once once that is done, it's good for life.
Right. So, but I guess when I was renaming some of my connections yesterday, you really have to name that connection in that library to know what that connection is actually for.
Exactly.
then.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, you have
Because
to
it
give
didn't.
good name,
Yeah.
so you will so you will
'Cause I
know
saw-
which connection it is.
Yeah, because in the library it
Significant
tells you
names.
like, okay, it gives you it gives you a whole long list of stuff
Yep.
that you can identify by the connection by like the size of beams or whatever. But that size beam may be even like a column already. So it really is not, that really didn't help me as far as identifying what that connection was if I looked at what the connecting members were. Like it'll tell you like if it's a W12 by 30, and you gotta, it doesn't tell you if one of them is the beam and one of them is the column, or if they're both beam to beam connections. So I guess you would really have to, like I said, specify exactly what that connection is for,
Exactly. Yes.
so you'll know.
Well, yes, you have
that
to give
transfer throughout
significative
everything.
names to
Yeah.
your connection, so you won't be lost.
Okay.
Seems to be good for you, James.
Yes.
Okay, so do you need to practice, or you want me to go, jump to my next topic?
You can go on.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So my next topic for today is stairs, how to create some stairs. To do that, we will need some construction lines. That I will just create a line here. Just by I create this one here. Extend it a little bit. That will do the job. So to create stairs, we have here stride stairs. When you select that, start and end point. So when you select this one, to this one, hit enter. You only have to select the first and the last nosing point. And the stair is there. If you notice, we have here a box. This box is not the intelligent box. This box is, you can redimension your stairs with it. Like, do you see the little grabs here? You can extend them to redimension your stairs. So, if I wanna go back to the macro, I have only to select no matter which piece on my stair and right click, Advanced Drawing Properties. So here I have some the definition of the stair. Here is it by length and height, length and angle, height and angle. For the first and last nosing point, he just calculated the the number of steps that I will need. It just calculated all. So if I want, like for example, to modify something, you can modify it here, like the height, the length, or the width. For the stringer, here I can, if they are same, they are exactly the same, both sides. If not, well, I can uncheck this box here and just modify the section of the one of the rear. But as it's exactly the same thing, so we'll just check this box again. And go to step general. So here for the formula that the software is using, if I uncheck this one, I have those numbers, number 1 and number 2. I have the rise and run and the number of steps. Like for example, if all my dimensions are good, but the number of steps that are 21 instead of 22, I only have to put the number of steps, so the run and the rise will adapt.
Okay.
Or which parameter, if you modify this one and this one will adapt.
Like change that number 2 to 11.
This one?
Uh-huh.
To 11. Here we go.
So it adjusted the number of steps then.
Yep.
Okay.
So for threads, we have 21 thread types. We can add some threads within this list. We will see by the end of the training how to add custom profiles and custom threads to the list. In here we have thread size. This is default, but here we have thread dimensions. Like for example, if I come back here and I use number, for example, number 22. This one here, okay. And well, this one, by the way, 21, 22, and 23, 24, those are custom threads. While using, while creating your new threads, you will just go here and browse for your threads, like the threads that you have created. This is the utility of number 22, 23, and 24. And the difference between them, like if you have created a thread, if it's just welded, you will use 22 and then just browse here for your section. If it's exactly the same but it's bolted, you will use 23. If it's welded bolted, you will use 24. Does it make sense for you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, like type 19.
19, okay.
Will that still leave a support angle underneath?
I'm sorry?
Like if I want a type 19,
Yep.
but I want to leave that support angle underneath,
Like
Does that-
here the angle.
do I have to create a custom thread?
What do you want to add to this?
The support angle?
On the stringer?
Yes, well, number 19. There are 20 if we go to 20.
Oh, and 21, okay.
Well, we have exactly the same thing with those supporting angles. And if we go here, we have thread dimensions. And here we have the dimensions of this angle. So we will fully customize this one.
Well, that's
one more
great.
trick. I'm sorry?
Never mind, I understand.
Okay, one more trick, like for example, on the pictures that you will see within the macro. the piece that is represented in yellow, this is the piece that this is the piece that is concerned by those values. Like the values that are on the left, they will just concern the yellow piece. Like in this one, the only piece that is concerned is the plate. Seems to be good?
Okay, so tread dimensions 1, tread dimensions 2.
Exactly.
Okay. They represent.
Okay, I have another question.
Yep.
Okay, let's say I have type 21.
Yep. Type 21, yes.
Okay, so that adds an angle underneath.
It's not really an angle, it's just a plate, welded. But what was the question?
Well, I guess my question is, if I want an angle there instead of a plate, do I just add an angle, or do I need to create a custom tread?
Here, well, no, you have the angle type. Do you see it here?
Uh-huh.
Do you see it right now?
Yes.
It's welded by default, but if you go to thread types, here, connection to thread to stringer, we have welded, bolted, welded.
Okay.
So you have really the choice.
I guess my next question is, if I wanted to add an angle on the vertical leg of the tread,
The vertical leg.
do I need to add the angle, or do I need to create a custom tread?
Where do you want to exactly add it?
On the back side of the vertical leg of the tread.
Can you show me that on your?
situation.
Can you show me that on your model if you have?
I don't have a stair in there.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give you the control of my. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
You can.
Okay, right here on the back side.
Yep.
It's not scrolling in for me, but that's where I'm talking about.
Do you want to add a vertical angle here?
Exactly.
Instead of having an angle here, you want to have it here?
I want both.
Oh, both? I'm not sure about that, but you have to put it manually.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking, if you needed a custom
Yes.
tread or just add it.
Yeah, no, the custom thread is this piece here.
Right.
This is the thread. But for the angles, well, it's not really long to add it manually. If you just add one, you will just do an array by angle or just copy it.
And then add that to the member so it shows up in the drawing.
That's the vertical member.
So you would add that angle to the channel so it would show up in the drawing.
Yep, you will have to weld it or bolt it, whatever. Just
Okay.
do it as, like for example, as it will be done in real life. Like if it's bolted after the stringer, just weld it after the stringer. So the 2D drawings, they will show exactly what it is in the model.
Right.
So I will click here, general types here. So we just we just saw step general. Let's go to step top. Here we have a step in the top of my stair. If I don't want, like if it is same as other steps, let's just leave it checked. And if it's checked, those options will be grayed out, and it's normal. If I uncheck that, so the thread top won't be exactly the same as the others. I have to change it, and maybe for the dimensions they will change for the connecting element and all that stuff. Do you get the idea?
Yes.
Okay. And as I said, only the step of the top of my stair is yellow. So we'll just uncheck that. It's exactly what I have explained for step top. We have step bottom. It's exactly the same thing. So now the last thing is landings. We have landings here on top and on the bottom of my stair. So I will have maybe to mute Tony because I have feedback. Tony, if you have some questions, well, I will ask you at the end of my explanation.
Okay.
Perfect. So here for the landings, we have top landings. If I want to create it, create front and create rear. If I uncheck that, do you see this one just disappeared? If I uncheck that, this one will disappear. So I will check the both of them. Here for the top landings, I have all the parameters, like for the length, for the weld thickness, for the last thread. If I want to create the last thread or not, I will just uncheck that. And the number, the number will adapt. And the last thread will be deleted. I can add a landing offset here. For the top cover, by default is on none, but I can make a plate, I can make a gratings or plate, angle, no plate. Exactly what I have explained for top landing, we have exactly the same thing within the bottom landings. Here. So it's exactly the same thing. Okay, we'll unmute you, Tony. Do you have any questions, guys?
Yeah, so at the top.
Yep.
If I want to cut the channels around the beam, I would just use some of those commands we saw on the first day to cope out that.
Here, this landing?
Yes.
Oh, we will see a connection to connect this beam to this stringer.
Okay.
We will have a connection that will do a cope, that will do the plate, the welds, and the bolts.
Okay.
Seems to be good?
Yes.
So all you have to do in order to do that is to know what your
thread types, your dimensions. That's it.
Yeah.
Dimension, the rise and run,
Right.
The thread type, the landings.
The stringer types and all that. Yeah.
Exactly, and all the just the height, width, and
Length.
maybe the length, maybe the angle. That will just confirm. That's it.
Okay.
do you want me to show you the connection, or do you need to practice before? Because the connection, we will see the top and the bottom. Maybe it will be long for you guys.
Okay.
You need to practice first?
No, go
Yeah.
ahead. Okay.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. I don't do many stairs anyway, so.
Okay. So maybe I will move a little back my stairs. I will adjust the height a little bit, like 10 inches. That will be enough. Well, I will move them a little up. Okay. So,
Let me ask you a question. So
Yep.
are you trying to just get that close enough, or are you trying to get it to the same level?
no, I'm not trying to get it to the same level.
Okay.
I'm like, for example, if I do a top view of that, we are seeing clearly that this stringer are going through the beam.
Correct.
Like, let's here.
Mhm.
So the connection, they will, if this stringer is really far away, he will just stretch it to reach the beam.
Okay. Oh, okay.
If not, if it's just going through the beam, he will just stretch it back.
Okay. So I guess my point was that the two points that don't have to be touching each other in
Nope.
order to
Nope.
make it work.
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
So here, not in custom connection, so we'll bring this here. Miscellaneous. Here I have stair anchor base plate. This one, stair end plate with cope. So when I
Hey,
click
hands
here,
up.
yep.
Question for when I click on my I know this is kind of off the subject for a second, but when I click on my icons for those type of connections, even with the angle connections or whatever, I'm not getting a little dialog box to pop up to the side. Is that something turned off or something?
Which pop-up?
Any like you're clicking on those connections right now.
Oh,
right?
this
In the miscellaneous.
this thing here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you see the little arrow here?
Uh-huh.
Just click on it.
Okay.
Does it work?
Okay.
It's working now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So here, if we use stair end plate with cope, we have to select the beam first and the stringer second. As I said, if you see here, it will just stretch to the cope. You will adjust, all up to you. If you want to adjust these, you have all the options, all the number of bolts, all up to you, bolt parameters, and finally you have your library. I will give you an example. For example, this landing, I will extend it. So that landing, top landing, create. Oh well, no. Okay, front. Landing front. So for the landing front, I will put 2 feet. You see now it's going through the beam. So if I use this connection, I won't go through connection vault, pick up my connection. I will just create by template. Here, select the beam first, enter, select my stringer. Seems to be good.
Yep.
So that was for the connections on the top. Let's do some connection on the bottom of my stairs. For that, I will just delete the bottom landings. Okay, if I go here, I have this kind of connection. I have this one. All up to you. Well, for example, I will use this one. We'll only have to select my stringer, hit enter. Now he is asking me, do you want to select the reference point? What he mean by that is which plane will be my anchor. You know, if I select like 10 feet down, it will just stretch this stringer down. So now I will hit no. Template value. Okay. Oops. Oh yes. Just let me check something first. Do you see why did he put my connection here?
Because you had your UDS up there?
Yeah, my UCS was
UCS?
up here. Yeah, exactly. My UCS was up here. And this connection, well, some connections have a direct link with the UCS position.
Okay.
So just sometimes pay attention at that. Here we go.
So on that, when you did the top connection, did you set the UCS?
Nope.
Okay. So it doesn't have a relation
For the
to
top connection, it have really nothing to do with the UCS.
Okay.
But for the bottom one, did you remember when he asked me select a reference point?
Mm-hmm.
That was with the UCS link.
Okay. So by hitting no on that, it just automatically went to where the UCS was.
Exactly.
That's why I put it on top up there. Okay.
Exactly. So here, if I wanna just stretch it down, I'm gonna make 5 feet. Oops. This was number 1. Well, can I undo that? I don't know the exact value. Oh, here we go. I will return to general, check that. For the number 2, let's make it 12. That will do the job. I can just copy by template this connection here. Do you want to select reference points? Nope. That's it. Do you have any questions, guys?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I will let you practice a little bit what we have seen today. Custom connections and stairs. I'll be right back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, we'll start my next topic, railings. For railings is as simple as stairs. You only have to pick your tool here for railings, hand railings. Only click here, select the stringer, select the supporting element, no matter where. Is it a beam? You have to select an advanced steel object. Is it a stringer, a beam? No matter where. No matter what. When you hit enter, it's asking you select start point of railings. If it's for stairs with slope here, normal, you have to select the first point, the point on the bottom, and after that the one at the top, and hit enter. So the one by default will be created.
Hamza, where did you get that railing command from?
This here.
Oh, okay, that's the railing command. Okay.
So, as like any other macro, if I lost the dialog box here, just select any piece, right-click, Advanced Drawing Properties. Now we will have access to this here. The first thing you will see is your library. You see it here. After that, you will see posts. Here for those posts here, you can define an offset from the stringer, because if you remember, while creating this handrail, we have selected our stringers. Tani, I'm sorry, I will mute you.
Okay.
I have a lot of feedbacks on my side.
I don't know where it's coming from.
Me neither. Here, while creating the handrail here, we have selected the supporting elements. Now within the macro, they are, well, we have the option to select an offset. So if I, for example, put 5-inch, we will see it in real time. By the way, in the macros here on the values, we can put negative values, so it will go to the opposite sense. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm not gonna put something weird. Here for the post alignment, is it top, left, or right? Do you see it here? It is aligned exactly on the left. So we'll just make it top, on top of the stringer, the supporting elements. So now for the post layouts, those posts in yellow, it means those pieces here. We have preferred 1 and 2. For the distance start to first point, if I change this to 6, we will see it. They will adjust. Distance, number 2, I will change it to 6 too. Okay. Max distance between posts. The maximum distance between the posts will be calculated, the number of posts will be calculated by the maximum distance between them. I will explain myself. For example, here the maximum distance is 3 feet, 3 and 3/8. For example, if I put here instead of 3 feet, just 2 feet, the number will increase. Like here, for the number of posts, instead of 10, I will have 40. Distance between posts here, calculate dimension. Okay. Perfect. That was for post layout. James, do you have any questions?
Yeah, what was the distance, the distance start to first post and end to last post? What were those? I don't understand what those were.
This distance
never
here.
mind.
This, the distance between the last post. This for him is the last post. Seems to be good.
Okay. Okay.
Now for the cutting. Here we have this this type of connection type, and it's welded. Do you see the weld symbol? See the welds here? So for the connection type, we have aligned. If I want to put something like this, we have cutting. If I want something like this, if I have by bars, if I will put some plates with little bars here with a lot of welds, and we will have in here a lot of parameters just to fully customize this connection here. For the, well, I will just put back just the cutting. This was okay. Here, for this type, for this, for this situation here, is it, the connection type, is it cut, aligned? Do you see the difference? Or continuous? So this will have a little, do you see the little feature here?
Yes.
So you have really the choice. I will put it continuous. Oops, I hit escape. I will return back to the... Okay, let's see the handrail. Number of middle handrail. We have only one, but I can put it whatever I want. Like just put 2. Distance from the bottom handrail, I can put 6, so it will go up. Perfect. I have a lot of other parameters. Distance, pickets. Here, if I want to use pickets, just check that. We will add them, and we are able to control them. Distance from posts. Max distance, I will put like 5 and 5, for example. Like for, if you noticed here, the maximum distance wasn't reached yet. That's why when I checked this box, nothing happened. Well, if the maximum distance was sufficient here, he would have add some pickets here. But for the distance from the post, for example, I will put 8 instead of 5. So he will calculate the number of pickets of each, that he will have to put on each side here. For the kick rail, if I want to use the kick rail or not, all up to you guys. I will just let it there. For the post connections, here, now it's by default on nothing, but I can put welds. Do you see welds that just appeared and the profile adapting within this stringer slope? If not, I want to have plate with weld or plate with bolt. So we'll just put plate with weld. So I will have a plate here, welded. And for the weld type, I can specify site or workshop. No matter what I have on my plans, I will put it here. That's it. For the hang-off rail, if I want to have something, create grab rail. Oh, he just put it on the right. That's great. If not, I have the possibility right or left, and I have the possibility to change the profile of the grab rail. Now I have the grab connector. By default, it's just little piece here, little flat. I can put a curve here or a miter, as you see here. For the position, I can fully customize where the grab rail is for the connection type. Zit, cat, Now, here for the connection type, we have nothing, bent end. You see it here?
Yes.
Or loop. Do you see it here? The loop.
Yes.
So you have the possibility to fully customize that. If I return here, go to here, handrail, end of handrail. For the end of handrail, we have the choice. We have bend end, elbow, return, loop, loop, and return. Well, all up to you guys. Well, I will just choose loop and return for the one on the bottom. You see it here. I can choose another thing for the top section. Seems to be good.
Yep.
I will unmute you, Tony. Do you have any questions, Tony?
No.
Okay. So I will let you practice. I will be right back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
You have any other questions?
No.
How about you, Tony?
No, just still working through it.
Okay. Do you guys need more time to just practice this?
Yeah, give me a couple more minutes.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of dialogue boxes, and I'm just playing around with it, just trying to see what all it does, just in
Not
case
really
I
a
have
problem.
some questions.
Yeah, no problem. I will give you 5 more minutes, guys.
I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, it's my fault.
There we go.
I just put a handrail here. I will put another one here. For example, I want to connect those two handrails together. I have the choice. Do you remember, guys? We have seen the miter within beam features. Remember this miter?
Yes.
Yes.
When you click, you have the choice. The first one is to do miter, and you will have the miter here. The second choice is when you click on the little plus here under miscellaneous, always click the little arrow so it will be more visual for you guys. Here we have railing joint handrail. Maybe if you click on the little star, so you will have it on your favorites. That will be the last one. When you click, you only have to select the first one, enter, second one, enter. By default it's miter cut, but you can specify it as an elbow and you can play with the radius. And if you notice, this piece is made alone, like you have two welds here. For the weld type 1 and weld type 2, this weld and that one. Seems to be good. So you have only to specify, like, if this piece will be attached after this in the shop, just make it workshop. If it's this one is made on the site, just specify it as site.
How do we know which one is 1 and which one is 2?
That's a good question. What I will do is I will just check. Oh, this one is number 2 because
Okay.
this piece is highlighted with this is part of this handrail, and this one is made on the shop, so this one will be on the side.
Okay.
Seems to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just okay. Watch other things.
So where did you go to get to that again? To get to
The connection
yeah.
under miscellaneous. Maybe where is miscellaneous? This one. Well, yes, this one.
Railing joint handrail. Okay.
Yeah, railing joint handrail. I have clicked on the little star, so it will be on my favorites.
So I guess the stuff that you're using a lot.
Yeah,
It would make
exactly.
sense to put it in the favorites.
Yeah, just as like browser, internet, the pages that you like, you put them on your favorites. Exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, next thing that I will show you is the cladding. I don't know if you are using that, guys.
The what?
The cladding.
I'm not sure what that is.
Okay, we'll give you an example of that. This is the cladding.
Oh, deck.
Decking.
Oh, in Advanced Hill it's called cladding.
Okay. Yes, I do use that.
Okay. So to show to create that in Advanced Hill, you have to go through 2 steps. The first one is to define creating cladding area. What I mean by that is you have to select this one. Do you want to select supporting beams? If you want to go with supporting beams, go ahead. Good luck. If not, the best way to do that is by defining cladding area. Now, create area, is it rectangle or from polyline? If you want polyline, just hit P. If you want a rectangle, hit R. I will just hit R. For example, I want cladding. Oops. While he is snapping on the middle, on the base.
UCS.
Because you have your UCS there.
Exactly. So you have to put your UCS here using move UCS, and then create your cladding area. Do you want no a rectangle from here? So a little bit confusing. Oh, here it is. Now I have made a rectangle. After that, if I have a cladding opening, I can define it right now. But it's less complicated if you use those features here that we have seen, those rectangular features, to do your openings.
Okay.
But you can do your openings using this one. And that's what I will show you right now. So here, when I click on create opening, is it rectangle? Yes. Select area. I have to select the rectangle. Now select the starting point and the end point. This will be my opening. Now the third step will be create cladding. When I select that, I only have to select this area, enter. Here we go.
Cool.
Realistic.
1 second. Is this right?
So if you know what your openings are, you just okay.
And you can really mention your opening. As I said here, if you want to use the features, I have never tried that with 2014, but it will work. It should work. So I have to select this one. Oh yes, it's working. But the thing is, with the when you select the features, do you see what's happening here?
Yeah, that's a different panel.
Exactly. And you know, you have to copy it and select. You know, it's a little bit fancy when you use those features
so
here,
it's best,
but
best to
it's
use
working.
this.
Yeah, the best way is to use cladding
The
opening.
opening. Okay.
Yeah.
But how would you Alright, so using that cladding opening, what my question? So let's say if you had penetrations, you knew it was a size there, you could find that size.
Oh, for the size of cladding of decks?
No, the size of that opening. So
For
let's
the
say
size
if you
of
had,
the opening?
yeah. Could you just pick the opening? Did you specify a size when you did that?
Well,
Or you just drew?
I put that by eye because I don't have
okay.
really, you know.
Yeah. So if you knew
But-
what it was, then you can just draw that size in there.
Exactly. When you click first, like while defining any rectangle, like here, when you click, you can do at, you know, this sign here.
Yeah.
After that, you know, just define like 5 feet by, you know, like 24 inches. Oops. Oh, do you know what? Because do you see here? I didn't
Yeah, you
enter
hit the wrong, yeah.
exactly. But, well, I will do it again. Here we go. 5 by 5.
Yeah. Right.
So, I know that will be a little fancy for you guys. I will let you to practice that. Let me know if you have trouble.
Went to define cladding area.
Yep.
Alright, and then I selected, I hit, do you want to select the supporting beams? I said yes.
No,
So
just hit no.
Just hit no. Oh, okay. Alright, so if I go, no. So, define cladding area, no. Rectangular, select starting point. There. Oh my. UCS.
Little plus.
My mouse is jumping from one place to the other.
Yeah. The fourth one on the list.
Fourth one, yeah. Alright, so now cladding, defined area. Then I just pick the opposite corner
Yep.
for that. I just want to do this little area right here. Okay. Then, so the next step would be the cladding opening, or just
Yep. The cladding
could you
opening.
do that set later?
No, the cladding opening, that will be better.
Okay.
Now create opening, select the area you have to select the area that you have created. Yep. Now you select your first. Click. Click for the second point. Oh, your area is really
Yeah, it's
small.
I guess because I've
You
tried
can-
to move it over before I clicked and it didn't.
But you can
So I
can
do-
select it and redimension it.
Okay.
Like that. Yep.
And then go to cladding,
Yep.
create cladding.
Select your outer contour.
Yep.
Enter. Here we go.
Alright. So I can just change, just one name.
Yeah, the section properties. Just change the
Okay.
section.
Okay. Okay.
Seems to be good.
Yep.
Okay. How about you, James? Any questions?
Oh, I got it.
Perfect. Next step will be some perlinks. Are you using that?
No.
No, me either.
Okay, so I will just show you where to go to create perlinks. The creation is really simple. So for perlinks is just like here. You only have to select like between this and this one, enter. That will create the perlinks. That not more than that.
Where do you go get that from, Hamza?
Here.
Okay, okay.
Now I will show you some tools. For example, here I have advanced copy. This advanced copy will, like for example, I'll give you an example. Okay, if I use the simple AutoCAD copy, the CP in keyboard, hit enter. If I wanna copy this here, it will be copied, but with no weld symbol. Only the object will be copied. So it's not really what I want. And it's exactly the same thing for connections. If I use simple AutoCAD copy, it won't work. But here under tools, we have copy. This copy is a presetted advanced copy. What I mean by that is here we have advanced copy, but this one is just presetted one. When I click here, advanced copy, I have this dialog box here. And I have a lot of options. I have copy, array, mirror, align, move, all those. For example, if I want to array, I only have to check this one. I will give you an example by just putting beam here. I will put my UCS in world. Just put back my beam here. And I will put on some studs. We'll make them solid. And display types, make them solid. And instead of, I will put here 1, here 2. Within the y-axis 4, we'll put 3. Yeah. So, if I return here to tools, I will return to my Magnific Advanced Copy. Here, if I wanna put an array, I will have to select objects. We'll have to do a window selection. So you will include the weld symbol, hit enter. So you have to do the array within the x-axis. So within the x-axis here, number of copies, I'm gonna put 10. The distance between them, okay, let's say 6 foot, 6 inches. Now, if I include, here you have to include additional connections, because if I have selected only studs and haven't checked this box, the weld symbol won't be copied, and the studs won't be part of the assembly with the beam. So when I hit preview, this is what the result is. But I want it on the other sense. So if I am happy, I will just hit OK. If not, I will hit modify. Here, instead of 6, I will put -6 and do a preview. If I hit OK, I will just delete those. Oops. And just let my array with the weld definition is in the shop. So when I the verification tools, when I select this beam, all of them is connected. That was the advanced array here. If, for example, that was the example for the array. I will give you one last example for the copy. When I click here, when I click copy, if I uncheck this, include additional connection, select object, we'll just select this one, hit enter. Here the object selected are 7. When I click, sometimes if I haven't selected all, it will just detect them and increase the number here. Seems to be good.
If you did not have the include additional connections on,
maybe I will give you the right
yes,
example. here, the copy, if I go to select, if I select only the plate, hit enter. Well, without include additional connections, I have selected only the plate, so it will show me one object selected.
Correct. Okay.
If I include, it will go and select the 5.
So now you can copy everything.
Exactly. Now I will select them again just to be really sure. Here I will select the copy. Instead of putting value, here I will just click on this button on the middle of those two cases here. When I click, it will be able to specify value here manually. I will put a preview. Oh, here it is. My connection is here with all the wheel symbols and the dialog box, the intelligent box here. I'm happy with the results, so we'll just hit OK.
So that's the same thing as creating a copy of connections. Same thing as creating the as using the other command, the
Create by template.
yeah, create by template.
But I strongly suggest create by template.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Create by template is much more better. It's giving you know, much better results.
Yeah, if you're doing connections, but if you're doing like the studs and stuff that you showed.
Exactly, the studs, some bolts, something like this. The manual stuff. Just use this the advanced copy. This one.
Okay, okay.
So here, as I said, instead of coming here, you know, just selecting the object and include the additional objects and select the option that you want. This one is a presetted advanced copy. We'll give you an example of that. We'll delete this one. Here, when I click, if I select with the window selection, here, from here to here, I will have exactly the same result. With the shortening, with all the features, the intelligent box, exactly all the features.
Okay.
Seems to be good, guys?
Yep.
Okay, I will show you under extend modeling the check-in. Here for the class check. Once a connection is done, like for example I have done this connection here, and right before saving it in the library, you should do something before that. Well, I will just delete this one. Come on. Okay. Okay, regenerate. I will close my model and open it again. It won't be long. So here, as I said, while creating some connections before saving them in the library, you should run a class check. For this situation, I will just shorten down the column. I will just go by selection. So if I select this situation here and class check, no collision found. There is no collisions here. Maybe I will have to do a collision, or just come. Maybe no, neither. Maybe here I should have something. If I select this situation here Class check. Well, I'm really good. Okay, I will select something else. Okay, I have something here. And I know in advance what it is, but I will go through this. Okay, when you will run the under extended modeling, when you will run the class check, he will give you this this table here with a list of all your clashes that are on your model. So when you select this one and select search marked object with when you zoom out, like if you are working on huge model, when you select this one and search marked object, do you see that arrow?
Yep.
It's a little big, but when I click again, it's getting smaller, and he will just point for this, for my collision body. Here it is. He is pointing this, and he is highlighting the collision body. This is the collision body. And it's between those two clip angles. Do you see it?
Yes.
So to fix this collision, you have the choice. You know how to fix this, guys. If you remember, I have selected this situation, so we will run the class check only for this situation. But if I don't select anything, I will just run the class check. I'm not that good. I have a lot of collisions. Here, but you should know something. For example, if I have this situation here, this is a collision for him. For the software, this is a collision. Because this beam isn't connected to this this column, and there is a collision body. So you should go through all the collisions that you have and fix them in your model. To get rid of this arrow, you only have to select it and hit delete. Well, good luck with all your class checks, with your checks. Let me know. I know that James will leave us soon. Let me know if you have problems with class check and how to display the results, how to search for the results.
Okay.
You have 5 minutes to practice that. Let me know.
Ok, that's correct.
Hey, Hamza.
Yep.
I already have a problem.
Okay. Tony, I'm sorry you were muted. Do you have any questions?
No, not yet.
Okay. We'll go and see James. Yep.
Can you see?
Yes.
This is the one we were using, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I select it, it automatically pops this up.
Yes.
It doesn't give me the option to select what I want to clash.
Oh, no, you have to select it first.
Ah.
Select the... Yes.
Okay.
Now you have... yeah. click for
Okay.
it. So you have to select that one, exactly. Zoom out, so we will see the arrow. Sometimes you have to click.
There
Oh,
it
do you
is.
see
I was
it?
in realistic.
Yeah. Even in realistic, it shows the arrow. Sometimes it's hard to see.
Okay. Okay.
Seems to be good.
Yes.
Perfect. Tony, do you have any questions? Any success with the class check?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So you just have to select the members first. And then hit the class check.
If you wanna run the class check for a corner
model?
or some pieces,
Right,
but for
just
the
zoom
whole
in on it.
model, just run the class check without selecting anything.
Okay.
That's all for today's topic. If you have some questions, don't hesitate to contact me during the day, and I'll send you the link for tomorrow.
Okay, I got one question for
Yep,
you.
go
though.
ahead.
Back to that end plate connection I was telling you about earlier on the beam platforms. Scroll down to.
Can you show me that on your screen?
Sure.
Yep.
All right, on the beam platforms, end plate at flange. So I was going to use that end plate at flange command to just do an end plate to where if you see this joint I got here, I got this beam coming in
Yep.
to the flange of this column.
Yep.
And I was going to use that type of connection. But when I clicked on that, it was kind of weird because I just clicked on it. Let's see. To use it. So I clicked the main.
Just click. Yes.
Main
Enter.
beam.
Have you clicked enter between the two
Yeah,
selections?
that I got. I got to get used to that. Okay, it gave me that. That's what I was telling you about earlier. It gave me that values prompt thing here. Then I want to hit OK on that. All right. See, this is where I was totally lost because here at the end plate, it has nothing you can change the values here.
No, it's not. It's not really used for that.
Okay.
It's another connection. No, it's not really used for that.
Okay.
But
Right,
you can customize that to fit well to be near to the end plate connection. But it's not really the end plate connection that we are used to.
Okay. See, that's why I picked up that end plate flange. I saw that in the.
No, it's not really the same thing.
Okay, yeah, because I saw that there, and I was like, oh, okay, I can just use the end plate.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
real.
so-
That's slightly similar, but you know, it's not exactly the same.
So I would need to go to the other one you showed me earlier.
Yep. Let me check on my side. To the single side end plate.
Yes, single side. Yeah.
On platform beam. Not this one. Yes. No, platform beams. No, this is column beams. No, plates ask me. Maybe the fourth one.
Fourth one.
Oh, let me check. No, it's one, two, three.
There we go.
The fifth one.
Yeah, platform beams. Fifth one.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta get used to where everything is.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Alright, so then single side
And
and
plate.
plate. Alright, so I click that one, select. Why is it already asking me for a secondary? You know what? I already had that main one picked. Alright, so platform beams.
If it's okay.
Why does it keep jumping off the screen like that?
Okay, yes, you can give me the control. I'm gonna fix it.
Okay.
mm, Now you will have it for life.
Ah, okay.
Put it here. Now, if you select the, not this one, single side and plate, now you will select your column, enter, beam, enter. Okay.
Yeah. So now. Yeah.
Here we go. Maybe if I were you, I will delete this connection here.
Yeah. I got something went wrong there. I don't know what.
Oh, I will let you rotate because on my side it's giving awful results.
Must be this one. Yeah, that's similar to what I'm looking for. Then I just go in and adjust my parameters
Exactly.
to what I. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just used it wrong. I just saw that. Like I said, I saw that beam to flange.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it.
I just ran with it.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Seems to be good, Tony.
Yep, I'm good.
If you have some questions, don't hesitate to contact me during the day.
Yeah, I got to leave now and go to a job site, so I'll be gone the rest of the day.
So we'll take it from there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. Okay.
Thanks. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye.